His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj was born into a traditional Brahmana family in Gujarat, India, on August 1st, 1944, a date marked by the auspicious Pavitra Dwadashi. After moving to East Africa and eventually settling in the United States in 1971, he deepened his spiritual journey. Encountering devotees of his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, shortly after his arrival in US, sparked his dedication to sharing Krishna conscious teachings while pursuing a career as a research biochemist. The journey to establish the worship of the Srinathji Gopal deity in the Western world can be traced back to Vedavyasapriya Swami visions in 1978. This vision was fueled by the aspirations of the Gujarati community and the support of ISKCON life members. The determination of Maharaj and his community ultimately triumphed and culminated in the successful installation of Sri Nathji in New Vrindavan in 1983, fostering a vibrant spiritual legacy that continues to inspire devotees across the globe. When two of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj disciples expressed a desire to build a magnificent temple in Fiji, His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj took on the role of a project coordinator. He assisted with all stages of the temple's design and construction, personally spending months in Fiji to oversee the process. His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Swami has now turned his attention to fulfilling Srila Prabhupada's desire to establish a Vedic center and a preaching facility in Bangkok, Thailand. Maharaj has designed a wonderful Vedic complex with exterior in the mood of Hawa Mahal in Jaipur, India, including a guest house, Vedic cultural and education center, and a place of worship for the deities of Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar, along with Sri Nathji and Gauranitai. As an initiating spiritual master, Maharaj prioritizes guidance and spiritual growth over administrative duties. Continuing to nurture disciples and share the teachings of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, he remains a pillar of strength and inspiration within the devotional community. His life stands as both a testament and an invitation to explore the depths of spiritual fulfillment through dedicated practice and compassionate service. But after that, I just want to share my personal understanding of Maharaj through my limited interactions with him. Maharaj is an affectionate spiritual father to all his disciples. Maharaj makes himself available for his disciples. If you go to Maharaj ashram in Vrindavan, you will be in for a surprise. Maharaj will make his disciples sit in a room and he will go to the kitchen to cook and serve them. I have personally seen this and was shocked. When one of his disciples told Maharaj that he cannot allow Maharaj to cook and serve from his guru, Maharaj responded by saying that in the nectar of instruction, there are 6 symptoms of loving exchanges. One of them is to offer prasadam and accept prasadam between devotees. And he's just doing what Rupa Goswami has said in his books. If you want to understand how compassionate Maharaj is, then just listen to the places Maharaj goes. These are not big cities, but let me read the names where all Maharaj goes. Maharaj comes to Perth. He came about 7 years back, but he goes to Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Canberra, and where most sannyasis go. But Maharaj goes to even smaller towns like Toowoomba, Mackay, Tumut, Townsville, Uluru, Rockhampton, Ingham, Hobart. Many of us would have been in Australia for many long. We won't even know these towns. But Maharaj goes to all those towns because even if there's one disciple there, Maharaj takes the effort to go to that town. He goes even to small towns so that he can create devotees and give them association. He has more than 200 disciples in Australia. Besides Australia, Maharaj goes, even now, at the age of 81, to USA, Canada, UK, UAE, Dubai, Bahrain, Qatar, Myanmar, Thailand, Singapore, New Zealand, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Kenya, Mauritius, Botswana, and South Africa. At 81, Maharaj is now 81, Maharaj's determination and desire is to offer a beautiful temple in Thailand to Srila Prabhupada. With this in mind, Maharaj is traveling the world to raise funds for building a temple. He has produced melodious kirtan and bhajan albums through which Maharaj raises funds for the upcoming temple project. Kindly give your support by purchasing these USBs or CDs which are available in our bookshop. By supporting this project, we are supporting one of the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada to fulfilling his dream and of serving Srila Prabhupada even at a very old age. With this, I finish my introduction. Let's again give Maharaj 3 loud Haribols. Thank you.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Who wrote this? You wrote it? Some parts I wrote.
It's not official. He's coming from kitchen. Right. Thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivar Thare Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivar Thare Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivar Dhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivar Dhari Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jamuna Tira Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopi Jana
Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana.
Raja Jana
Jamuna Tira Vanachare. Jamuna Tira Vanachare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Stottara Shata Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhai-Charana Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Bibli Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Stottara Shata Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho se Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Brajami Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Samavita Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Pramanande. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. All glorious assembled devotees. Glorious to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 4. It is called Transcendental Knowledge. And text number 42. We have a lot of problems in understanding the subject matter of surrendering to the absolute truth, personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. Because there are different ways during different times, people were suggested to particular paths. In Satya Yuga, it was supposed to be meditation. Treta Yuga was supposed to be fire sacrifices. And Dwapar Yuga, the charity and deity worship. And Kali Yuga, because it's a yuga of disqualifications, we are said to only to chant Hare Krishna and nothing else. But all these processes are meritorious according to these ages. So a recommendation would be there, what we should do. And that is based on the final conclusion. The conclusion is, go back home, back to Godhead. It remains the same. But the disqualified age is, the solution will be very simple, that everybody can take up. But at the same time, it is very difficult, because Krishna remains most precious thing not everybody can achieve. So even in Satya Yuga, very few people were able to do that. What to speak of Treta and Dwapar. So, just like in Dwapar Yuga, how many people knew Krishna as he was? They say only 8. 5 Pandavas, Kunti, Bhishma Pitama, and Dronacharya. That's about it. Nobody knew Krishna as he was. And yet they had their different moods and approaches to Lord Shri Krishna. Because Krishna is Rasovaisaha. He's filled with lots of different mellows in relationships. So, Kunti had a little parental, because she was aunt of Lord Shri Krishna. And Bhishma Pitama was engaged in, he was a Vasu, one of the protector of all the firmament created material world. They are the demigods who control the sum total of even the energy of the directional. Then Dronacharya, the Kula Guru, as well as he is the expert in archery, and he was more fond to Arjun, but at the same time, he was on the side of Duryodhana. He knew little bit, but at the same time, he was privileged. Vyasadeva was there, but at the same time he was empowered incarnation, so he's manifestation of Lord Krishna himself. So he knew what he is supposed to do. But the Vyasadeva was influencing to his disciple Sanjay, who could understand Krishna as he is. So in this way, different categories were there, and with a different relationship. Because Krishna is not monotonous, that he should be loved same way. Now everybody has a different intensity, and it's according to the relationship they were built. So in Kali Yuga, there is the possibility. In Kali Yuga, we have lots of doubts. Because of deep down bodily conception of life, we do not understand so many things about Krishna. We simply take it's a fairy tale. But if it is filled with absolute knowledge, it is also bewildering, because we do not live on the level of absolute knowledge. We live on relativity, relative knowledge. And human being is the only one to be bestowed with that kind of what we call academic or educational knowledge. And that is also limited. So we have a lot of doubts. Even though Krishna looks like us, but he is not one of us. And he is warning us. So his warning becomes controversial to us. He looks like us, and yet he says he's not like us, or is not one of us. And those who take one of us, then he's called a Mudha, fool, number one. So all this paradoxical and controversial situation arises in Kali Yuga. And therefore, it creates a horde of confusion. And so many people are expert in increasing confusion. Because they are confused, they want to confuse the general mass of people. And Mayavad is one of them. So, in this particular verse, Krishna is telling that this instructions of Bhagavad Gita that he has been given, if somebody follows, then he will become free from all doubts by the grace of the transcendental knowledge that he is imparting. All right? And he is advising Arjun, you should also take the advantage of this transcendental nature of my advice. So you can repeat after me. Tasmad ajnana sambhutam rastam jnana sinatmanah chitvenam samshayam yogam uttishtatistasya bharata tasmad jnana sambhutam rastam jnanamasitam atmanah chitvenam samshayam yogam atishthastita bharata tasmad jnana sambhutam rastam jnana sinatmanah chitvenam samshayam yogam atishthastita bharata. Tasmat, therefore, ajnana sambhutam, born of ignorance, rastham, situated in the heart, jnana, of knowledge, asina, by the weapon, atmanah, of the self, chitva, cutting off, enam, this, samshayam, doubt, yogam, in yoga, atistha, be situated, uttishta, stand up to fight, Bharata, O descendant of Bharat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharat, stand up and fight. The yoga system instructed in this chapter is called Sanatana Yoga, or eternal activities performed by the living entity. This yoga has two divisions of sacrificial actions. One is called sacrifice of one's material possessions, and the other is called knowledge of the self, which is pure spiritual activity. If sacrifice of one's material possession is not dovetailed for spiritual realization, then such sacrifice becomes material. But one who performs such sacrifices with a spiritual objective or in devotional service makes a perfect sacrifice. When we come to spiritual activities, we find that these are also divided into two, namely understanding of one's own self or one's constitutional position, and the truth regarding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who follows the path of Bhagavad Gita as it is can very easily understand these two important divisions of spiritual knowledge. For him, there is no difficulty in obtaining perfect knowledge of the self as part and parcel of the Lord, and such understanding is beneficial, for such a person can easily understand the transcendental activities of the Lord. In the beginning of this chapter, the transcendental activities of the Lord were discussed by the Supreme Lord himself. One who does not understand the instructions of the Gita is faithless and is to be considered to be misusing the fragmental independence awarded to him by the Lord. In spite of such instructions, one who does not understand the real nature of the Lord as eternal, blissful, all-knowing personality of Godhead is certainly fool number one. Ignorance can be removed by gradual acceptance of the principles of Krishna Consciousness. Krishna Consciousness is awakened by different types of sacrifices to the demigods, sacrifice to Brahman, sacrifice in celibacy, in household life, or in controlling the senses, in practicing mystic yoga, in penance, in foregoing material possessions, in studying the Vedas, and in partaking this social institution called Varnashram Dharma. All of these are known as sacrifices, and all of them are based on regulated actions. But within all these activities, the important factor is self-realization. One who seeks that objective is the real student of Bhagavad Gita. But one who doubts the authority of Krishna falls back. One is therefore advised to study Bhagavad Gita or at any other scripture under the bona fide spiritual master with service and surrender. A bona fide spiritual master is the disciplic succession from time eternal, and he does not deviate at all from the instructions of the Supreme Lord as they were imparted millions of years ago to the Sun God, from whom the instruction of Bhagavad Gita have come down to the earthly kingdom. One should therefore follow the path of Bhagavad Gita as it is expressed in Gita itself and be aware of self-interested people after personal aggrandizement who deviate others from the actual path. The Lord is definitely the Supreme Person and his activities are transcendental. One who understands this is liberated person from the very beginning of his study of Bhagavad Gita. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of transcendental knowledge. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshul Militanyena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jatapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyamadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Tasmad Jnana Sambhutam Rastam Jnana Sinatmanah Chitvenam Samshayam Yogo Tishtham Tishta Bharata. Therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharat, stand and fight. So what is the weapon of knowledge? What is this weapon of knowledge? Which kind of knowledge? Would you get in your universities, high schools? Not even in kindergarten. This weapon of knowledge is not available. Actually, this weapon of knowledge should start from kindergarten. But in a materialistic life, which is said here directly, the misuse of minute independence by the living entity. So everything is misdirected from the very beginning. And the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita is teaching that you are not this body, you are spirit soul. Right? And this becomes the distinguishing factor for us to realize. It's not a new idea. It's the oldest. And yet the oldest is easily given up as a subject of study. So naturally, whatever we gain in this material world is nothing but ignorance. And Bhagavad Gita, the first teaching is about remove this ignorance that you are not this body. You are spirit soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord Himself. So, why in the end of Dwapar Yuga, Krishna has to re-establish this, making Arjuna a first recipient of the knowledge? Because it was systematically been removed by the civilization, but it is not civilization. They are heading towards degradation. Civilization means civility, and it will upbring the humanity or human factor. But humanity does not limit itself, because even in the life is progressive of evolution, or evolution of the soul, means the soul out of ignorance becomes more knowledgeable about his reality. That is a subject matter. And material knowledge will make us forget that. And we will never be able to learn even at the fag of end of our days. older we become, brain doesn't work to discriminate, cannot remove the doubts. So younger the better. Because you are freshly growing and developing brains, so you will be able to develop the transcendental nature, not material nature. Beyond material nature is the transcendent. Prastasmatu bhavanyo vyakta vyakta sanatana. There is another nature. It's called eternal. Sanatan means there is no beginning nor end. Eternal nature. And it is even beyond appearance and disappearance. Sanatan means it is ever existing even though we may not see it. So material nature has a beginning, it is growing, it is becoming mature, produce byproducts, then starts dwindling and disappearing. 6 changes, every material nature. The body is of material nature, it has to go through the 6 changes. So, if somebody is trapped within the bodily changes, and if he has good fortune to be brought up in a family in mode of goodness where they are more religious or inclined to understand this Sanatana Dharma, at different levels they can start. The belief is also have several levels. And everyone has to come to the same conclusion. And some are becoming successful, others are not. They will remain far away. Because the eternal nature was never created, so how can it be destroyed? They learn also from this. It doesn't have a beginning, neither it will have an end. And that belongs to not the body, but the soul. So belief system in different denominations of world religion, they also try to know something. But and this is the oldest and most profound knowledge of eternity that Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita, making Arjuna his first recipient. So, amongst so much doubt and confusion and material activities which are overpowering our senses, they generally misdirect us. So we have to control. We have to become steady even though there are these factors of material nature imposes because we acquired this material body. So it's a bad bargain. But yet the knowledge has to be realized. So remain steady, and cultural assets give us the strength to remain steady in our conviction. That is called belief system. But Arjuna is told that don't hang on the belief system. Put it in practice and you will be able to overcome by realization. Knowledge itself is not realization. Knowledge has to be practically, employed, and a realization will be that because it yields a different kind of result, and that result is permanent, then naturally you will be more convinced. In the 9th chapter, it will be said, Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshami anasuyave jnana vijnana sahitam yat gyatva mokshasya shubhat rajavidya rajaguhyam pavitram idam uttamam pratyaksha avagamam dharmyam susukham kartum avyayam. All these, benefits, proof, as well as performance of this practical knowledge of realization, which gives you permanent asset. Permanent asset. And that is more valuable than any professionalism engaged in organized religions. Christianity, you will see, evangelism, you will see. These are all organized, orchestral, display of so-called belief. And in Christian evangelical system, they are more interested in charisma and even they use different kinds of human nature, just like threats for exorcism in ignorant people like some tribes in Africa, as well as this Caribbean island of where the voodoo is practiced. They believe in higher spirit, but at the same time, on a destructive aspect. So different denominations have different end result, and then it becomes more confusing, and the religion as such will be lumped up as nothing but another kind of blind belief. But Krishna doesn't tell anything about the blindness of this. He is giving a direct perception by performance in a very methodic way. So both by theory, jnana vijnana sahitam. Jnana means the theoretical knowledge and vijnana means practical knowledge. You have to experience the result of it, which is a permanent asset. Avyayam, susukham, it is happy to be performed, and avyayam. But you have to also perform scientifically, stepwise. That is called avagamam. So this is the king of knowledge. King of knowledge is pure devotional service. And that can be experimented. It's a natural experiment. Everybody's heart is throbbing for obtaining love, but they do not know. Love cannot be limited to only a husband or a lover. Krishna is the center of all love. And that feeling is in everyone because he is sitting in our heart. So naturally that feeling will be there. But we do not know where to repose that love because we do not know him. We do not know Krishna. And Krishna is advising, you better come to your senses. If you think you are intelligent, then you try to know me. It's a challenge. Nobody is going to ask this kind of question in your university papers and other things. But this is life's education that we have to live and yet to be lived, and nobody teaches except Lord Lord Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So, the premise is that we have to get rid of the ignorance, the lethargy that has been created by ignorance, that Arjuna doesn't want to fight, so-called, what we call social values. Oh, how can I kill my grandfather? Oh, he was more lovable. So actually, different levels of love to different family members is not the standard of love. Oh, my mother loves me best. How long? No. There may be some primary teachers how to love. They show. Prabhupada said, love of Krishna comes so close to mother's love when the baby is born. But after 6 months, when baby is inclined to go to somebody else's lap, and then the love disappears also. It goes away. More older you become, the love is also gone. And you want to repose your love somewhere else, and you do not know where to repose. Even in the marriage, they think, oh, the marriage is made in heavens, because the love comes from heavens. Then they want to imitate Radha and Krishna. Come on, give me, a break. It becomes so much confusing, and we cannot come to this. All right. So, first we have to know the reality, and in that reality of life, which is called pure devotional service, it is an eternal service. It's not a temporary service. Oh, I'll become devotee for a few years and then I'll live on my own. No, it's a natural occupation of the soul. Because he's part and parcel of Krishna, and there was once upon a time the love was existing. But because Ichha dvesa samuthena dvanda mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge anti parantapa. He created a separate desire which is born out of hate towards Krishna. Therefore, all the living entities fell in creation. That is delusion of duality. And dual means two opposite things you have to live simultaneously. You are not living only one way. You are living in the midst of opposites. There is heat, there is cold. There is tall, there is small. Opposite nature. This world is of opposite nature. Dual. Dvanda. Dvanda means fighting. They are not peace. There is no peace. Dvanda mohena bharata. And this fighting is going on and it gives you confusion. Even though I'm pleasure seeking, but yet I'm confined to dvanda. The boys like that fighting WW, what they call? Now the ladies are fighting the men. This is more confusing. But it's also a show, right? Entertainment show. It's not real, right? You go on YouTube and you will get everything. But it is confusing. It's all orchestrated to hype your ignorance. Nothing but to hype our ignorance. And we think it's okay, the world will follow us. How many people are following this different kind of channels? You become subscriber, and they will beg you, please, press this button, and subscribe my channel. Right? Why do you do? Just to become more confused. Huh? The world is of confusion. Recently, President Donald Trump was confused, and he's still in the confusion. Huh? He thinks he's so powerful, but the puncture was there, and the air went out. So the point is that the material world is the duality, and it is going to be confusion. If we are real people, then we have to seek out the solution, and which is given in our culture. That is the glory of Vedic culture. Now we call it Hindu culture. We don't want to be known by our original name even. The word Hindu came from Sindhu River, and people are fighting. That Swami Rambhadracharya is supposed to be more knowledgeable about Ramayana. He's blind and he has memorized so many volumes of literatures. And he will say, oh, the word Hindu is there in that name. But it is not frequently used. It doesn't denominate. We are the progeny of the Vedic culture. Vedas means our mother. Mother of the knowledge is called Veda. Veda means to know. Veda means to know. Why the knowledge is so much important? The knowledge of reality is so much important than this so-called knowledge that we want to create a career. What do you want to become? Doctor? Yeah, yes. Yeah. That career will take you where? Yeah? Hospital. What do you get in the hospital? What do you gain from that knowledge? Money. And money is needed for what? That's correct. Forget prasadam. So, this education, the career that people are dragged into, it goes only up to the stomach. While this education is taking you, go back home, back to Godhead, where you fell from. Without exception, all of us came from this, Ichchadvesha samuttena dvanda mohena bharat. Sarva bhutani. You are a bhut, I am bhut. Bhut means material existence, it's called bhut. And because it came into existence, and existence is called bhava. To be, to recognize our presence, even in the material body. Even though it is a wrong medium, but, and bhavam, bhavani, sahitam namami. Who? Lord Shiva is bhavam. And Durga Mata, Mahadyonir. But Krishna says, oh, Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtayanti sambhavanti jahat asham mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. Lord Shiva is the medium. And Bhavani is Mahadyoni. But the bij comes from Krishna. Krishna, in his transcendental form and expansions of him, Vishnu Tattvas, in the Vedas says, Sa ikshati sa iman lokan asrujata. Simply by glancing of Mahavishnu, all the living entities fell in the greater womb of Mother Nature. So naturally Krishna claims that I am Bija Pradapita. He proves it. At the same time, Bhavam and Bhavani are our foster father and mother. And in this way, they were also ordained to become Prajapati first. First Prajapati. How Lord Shiva came into? He was transported from spiritual world to material world. How? When Brahma was given order to start creation, who came first? 4 Kumaras. And 4 Kumaras knew, they were knowledgeable. They said, Father, don't engage us into become householders and get married. No, we want to remain brahmacharis. We want to remain brahmacharis. And Brahma said, oh, my effort to beget children failed. I'm supposed to be Prajapati, and whatever I produce should also continue to be Prajapati's progenitor. That's how the scheme of filling the material world with the living entities was there. At least that human species of life. So what happened? When Kumaras denied, Brahma became angry. When father cannot fulfill, his desire, he becomes angry, right? So Brahma became angry, and from the anger, from his brutality, Lord Shiva came lying, crying and crying and crying. He said, Father, tell me, what do you want me to do? Lord Shiva came crying. That's why he's called Rudra. Rudra means one who has come crying. And he said, why did you call me? Said, I want you to become Prajapati, Brahma says. Okay. And Rudra became expanded into 11 Rudras, and they also got married, and the Rudranis are there, and their progeny is called Bhairava, ghastly people. If you cry in anger, you want to destroy so many things, right? If you cry in anger and you will be frustrated, whatever comes in your way, you want to smash everything, right? Am I right, Prabhus? Have you ever cried in anger? Did you smash up something? Your toys or anything? Whatever comes in your way. So, it is said in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, these Bhairavas were very ferocious, and they pick up quarrels with the similar Prajapatis, the rishis. They were mild and, in mode of goodness, they were fighting and they were killing each other. So Brahma said, oh my God, to become a father or a Prapitama, it's so difficult job. If Brahma has experience, everybody will have the same experience, even in human form of life. This trouble is coming right from the onset of the visarga or the secondary creation that is done by Brahma. So the material world was created in confusion, not of Krishna. But confusion is created by those who are of having separate desires. Separate desire than Krishna's desire. Your desire and Krishna's desire are same? Only devotees have to make their desire as Krishna's desire. Those who are not devotees, they have different desires than Krishna's desire. So every living entity is having minute independence and separate desire. Even though minute, they are given opportunity to fulfill that. So our desires are striking and we are in confusion. And yet, the knowledge is there and yet we are not utilizing. So, we have to revive it. Prabhupada came to revive this knowledge. Hippies were confused. And tell me, who is not confused? Who is convicted in Krishna consciousness? So, it's a big job. But this is the nature. And you will not be pacified. You will not anybody will be able to satisfy except Bhagavad Gita will tell you as it is. So to understand Bhagavad Gita is very important. And this knowledge is given to those who are of good nature. Nature of mode of goodness will be there. They will be all, giving a little bit attention to the need of understanding Bhagavad Gita in their life. And there are very few. So, Arjun's confusion is of the same nature because of attachment to the family members. And Krishna is not compromising. His nature is absolute, only one. My way or highway. That is the authority of Krishna. And we also imitate, right, sometimes. If we don't agree, my way or highway. But we have to agree to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada's way is the highway. Because it gives the benefit of removing our ignorance. Removing our ignorance. So here it is advised. Tasmad ajnana sambhutam. Whatever has been created as a confusion caused by ignorance of the absolute truth. Rasta, it has been deep down seated in our heart. So, jnanam asin matmanaha. You use the weapon of that discriminating knowledge. Discriminating knowledge. Jnana means it's a discriminating knowledge. Jnana doesn't mean acquiring information. Information technology, right? Your IQ is based on what? Information? Isn't it? But material information. If you have a lot of material information, hey, what is the IQ of Donald Trump? All right, better. What is the IQ of Rahul Gandhi? No. They don't have material knowledge. What to speak of the spiritual knowledge? So, actually, material knowledge is nothing but IQ based on ignorance quotient. Ignorant quotient. Sometimes we call for Rahul idiotic quotient. IQ, so many applications are there. Right? Then Mensa, the institute that administers, what is the IQ level. If you see the series of questions, there is not a single question which is not material. Everything is material information. So information is not the activity of intelligence. Krishna tells what is intelligence. Buddhi yoga, in the second chapter he says, Dadami buddhi yogam tem mam upayanti te. I will give you the intelligence. So, in the second chapter itself, nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate asat, ubhayorapi drashtanta tattvadarshibhe. The seekers of the truth knows that intelligence has a discriminating faculty or a function, that what is sat and what is asat. What is factual and what is temporary. Asat is temporary. It is not the function of intelligence to stay in the atmosphere of temporary thing. It is a function of mind. Mind can stay in asat and fluctuating experiences. But intelligence is steadfast. Those who are trying by performing the tenets of bhakti yoga, gradually starting from chanting, shravanam and kirtanam, and the prescribed process then, tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tem yena mamupayandite. Krishna says, I give them intelligence. You do not have, but I give you. So you can see what is the cause of our problems in the material world. It is simple to understand that we are simply material and material thinking. But how come the spiritual, the dynamism is there to show us our reality? And therefore, jnanam asinam atmanaha, and we have to take up the sword of discriminating intelligence. Even in 15th chapter, we have to cut the labyrinth of material nature. Urdhva mula matah shakham asvattha prahurabhyayam chandansi yasya paranani yastam vedasa vedavit. Adaschordvam mulam prasutasya sakha vishaya pravalaha. So much you're fusing. It's branching and branching. But what is the direction? Take up. Jahi Satrum Mahabaho. You hold that axe of knowledge and cut the labyrinth and come out from it. Otherwise, material world is very difficult to come out. But this jnanam asina, asina means the sword of knowledge, we should use it. And intelligence, that will use. So, chitvenam samshayam. Whatever the doubt must be slashed by this method of the knowledge acquired about the spirit soul and his relationship with the Lord. And yogam uttishtatishtatas bharata. Atishta and uttishta. You come to this point and you have to face and cut the ignorance. So get up and go. Uttishta jagrata varannibodhata. Get up. Now in the human form life, we have to really awaken ourselves. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jiva jago, Gaura Chandra bole, Kato nidra jao maya, Pishachi rakhole. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. She's telling me Uttishta. His time is up. Okay. So, this is very profound knowledge, and Srila Prabhupada made it available. We should utilize it to the best of our capacity and get out. Prabhupada said, if you are a gentleman, this world is not for you. Make the way to get out for once and all. So anybody has any question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the class. Maharaj, you mentioned about different people having different kinds of faith, and they go to different kind of people based on whatever they feel like. And sometimes they're confused, sometimes they go to the right people, sometimes they might end up with wrong people. So is it, and because when we go out in the city as well, we see there are so many missionaries expressing like Jesus is the only way. And then there are different people who are saying, like we are saying Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. So, but is it based on every person's internal faith that they, whatever they like, they will end up with their, in that particular path only, and we cannot do much about it? What do we do about it?
Nothing. Yadrashi Shraddha Siddhir Bhavati Tadrashi. There are varieties of faiths because there are varieties of end results also. But every path do not show you direct, go back home, back to Godhead. No. At least they have to come from religious belief to spiritual belief. But most of the denominations in other religion, they are simply based on bodily conception of life. And it does not constitute even the mode of goodness. Tell me which religion is in mode of goodness? Islam? Even Christianity? Hinduism is in mode of goodness? I'm sorry, it's not. To come to the mode of goodness is difficult because this is a destructing age. That means mode of ignorance will be more prevailing. But why do we have to go through even gradual uprising? Why don't we have a transcendental mode created? Beyond the three modes of material nature. Parastasmatu bhavo anyo vyakta vyakta sanatana. That is beyond the mode of goodness even. So Brahma is teaching us. Maya hi yasya jagadanda satani sute trigunya tad vishaya veda vitaya mana sattva-avalambi parasattvam vishuddha sattvam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. To worship Krishna, one must come up to vishuddha sattva. Then and then he will be successful. That's how Vasudeva came on the stage of Vishuddha Sattva in the jail. Then and then Krishna appeared in his heart, and Vasudeva initiated Devaki by transplanting Lord Shri Krishna into her heart. By initiation. That is the ultimate purpose, that let Lord Krishna in his original form be situated in your heart through initiation. So it's a process, right? So Devaki became so much brilliant, but the demigods who have material bodies in mode of goodness, they understood, oh, Devaki is so effulgent. Krishna must have taken refuge in her womb. From heart it came to womb. That is demigod's understanding. And Krishna is not forced to come through the womb, even though he can come. There is no impossibility for him. But he chose to come as he is, in the transcendental way. So, that's Srimad Bhagavatam says. And Krishna does not come even to the mode of goodness, what to speak of passion and ignorance. No. Lord Shiva knows this, and Parvati has to be educated by him. Parvati, listen, in Srimad Bhagavatam says, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. Vishuddha Sattva is Vasudeva's state. And she is made up of three modes of material nature. Lord Shiva is here and there, both in spiritual as well as material nature. So, but he knows that that form is very essential for transiting to the spiritual aspect. So Lord Shiva is our Vaishnavanam Yathashambhu, the greatest of he is the leader of all the Vaishnavas, because he gives the right direction. Even though we may not worship him, but we respect him as Mahajan, Swayambhu Narada Shambhu. So, there are so many beliefs, what they call Jatomat, Tatopat. There are practices in mode of ignorance, Kali worship, even the worship of Mahamaya. They also kill goats. It's mode of ignorance. Similarly, worship in mode of passion is there, worship in mode of goodness is there. But this is not to worship. Worship of the Supreme should be on the absolute platform. The way he is, we have to approach at that state. And we are told, okay, in the material life, at least you have to observe mode of goodness. No patience, no ignorance. Then we will be able to make a dent. Our practices are thus protecting us from the effects of the three modes, like chanting 16 rounds of qualitative japa will put you on the transcendental mode. And four regulative principles is to avoid more of ignorance, passion, and even goodness. So that is the gradual rise. We have to practice.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.